All right, welcome everybody. Happy Saturday. Good to see everybody. We've got people tuning in from all over the world. This will be recorded and posted. This is going to be very important information for you, whether you're a member or whether you're an influencer, whether you're an influencer and a member. This is going to be great information because we have finished our user interface redesign, the buttons, the processes, the locations of things. So we wanted to put together this very special training to really cover the highlights of our membership. And then we have an absolutely incredibly important announcement to make at the conclusion today, because we have a brand new vendor that is making waves in the entertainment industry. And we have locked arms with them, and we are going to be announcing a very special partnership at the conclusion of this training. So without further ado, I want to walk you through our incredible technology platform. And I just want to say thank you to Eva. She did an incredible job putting all of this together, working with our technology team on redesigning all of our features and benefits, the buttons, the locations, how they're working. A lot of this has also come from feedback from all of you on how you're using the app, what you're using. Eva gets some great information from the team on what people are using and how effective it is, and obviously she oversees the concierge department and works with the bucket list team and really has her hand on everything product related. So she's done an incredible job creating a lot of these buttons, features, benefits. And so now we've got something that we feel like is really user friendly. And obviously, after you go through this training today, you're going to understand kind of the method and the madness behind why we put things where we did and the layout and how it works. And so I would suggest that anybody you sign up for the membership, you get them on this video. Like I said, it is going to be recorded, and it's going to be so important to having people understand how our system works, how the product works, what the benefits are, where everything is located. And so, like I said, this is going to be a great resource. And so, kudos to Eva for helping put all of this together and really making it make sense and getting feedback. I know she's spoken to many of you as you've made your concierge requests and as you've interacted with the app. And so we will continue to take your feedback and suggestions. Anytime you have an issue that's product related for the concierge or something that is actual in the actual product aspect of what we're doing, you can email concierge. But remember, all support requests, if you ever see any bugs, if you ever see anything that is not, the buttons are not clicking like they're supposed to, of course, this is an active piece of software that we're constantly updating. I'm sure you noticed. We do app updates literally multiple times a week. So anytime you ever see anything that is technology driven or any rep support, you always want to use the support requests. But if you do have something that's concierge driven or that's a membership specific, about tickets, about events, about any of our vendors or partners, you can send those to concierge@brytelyfe.com. But remember, for anything tech related, rep support, anything that's not answered in the FAQs, you always want to use the support request because we can track that. Email is a funny thing these days, so it doesn't always get where it's supposed to go, whether it's sending to us or sending to you. And so keep that in mind. We want to try to use that support system. And if you ever see anything, whether it's a glitch on the app, a glitch on anything booking, a button not working, always screenshot it. So if you ever see anything, it is almost impossible to describe what you're seeing. The other thing is we need to know what device you're on, if it's on app, if it's on web, what phone you're on. So anytime you have anything like that that you submit to the support team, always make sure you screenshot it. Don't submit a support ticket if you've got any kind of issues unless you do a screenshot. It makes things so much faster and easier. And then always describe what device you're on or if it's on app or web. It just speeds up the process and eliminates back and forth between the team and our members and customers so that we can get to you faster and get these issues resolved. We want to make sure you have a great customer experience, but Obviously, being a technology company, even the biggest technology companies in the world, like Facebook, Meta, Google, Apple, they have bugs. It's funny. Gianna's laptop was acting up, and we were, it's got a problem. We don't know what, but obviously it's hardware, it's technology. But then the other thing is we were trying to schedule it, and their appointment scheduler wasn't working at the Apple store here. So you just doesn't matter whether you're a $1 billion company or a startup. When you're dealing with software and technology, there's always going to be improvements. There's always going to be bugs. There's always going to be glitches. There's going to be buttons that don't work like they're supposed to from one device or one browser to another. So just keep that in mind. We want your feedback. And so I'm going to jump into it, and I'm excited to share this information with you today. So the first thing we're going to be discussing is the actual layout of everything. All right. So we're going to talk about the app. And one of the things that this screen reminds me of is that we need to make sure that we're all reviewing the app. So whether you're in the App Store or the Google Play Store, please make sure you review the app. This screen is what pops up in the App Store. So you want to make sure that you leave a review. We want to get the review count up. And so anytime, if you've not already done that, you could even do it while you're sitting here in the training today. Pull up the App Store, the Google Play Store, make a review. We want to get those 5-star reviews up. And if you've got any experiences or you want to leave some comments, that would be great. So don't just do the 5 stars, but actually leave a real review. We would love that. And we want to get that review number and those star numbers up. And so obviously, as people are downloading the app and becoming members, you want to encourage your new people to do that right off the bat. So that's something that's really important to remember. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to walk through the 5 different categories that are inside of the app. What we're going to do is we're going to walk through the app first, and then I'm going to actually go section by section and show you the features and benefits and how to use that particular section. And then we're going to wrap up today with Eva talking about how to best utilize our concierge platform. Okay, so of course, as you all know, we have 5 different components that are part of our membership, but also part of the app. And so Travel Life, okay? So Travel Life is obviously the cornerstone of what we started with back in 2024. In fact, we're literally right at about almost a month away from our 2-year anniversary. And so that's where you're going to find all things travel. So booking your hotels, resorts, airfare, cruises, car rentals, all at wholesale rates. Then we have our Live Life, which is obviously sports, events, nightlife, dining, entertainment, shopping, concierge services. Then we have our Bryte Lyfe trips. Now, the Bryte Lyfe trips is where you're going to find training. It's where you're going to find training events. It's where you're going to find convention tickets. It's where you're going to find the agenda and all of the information that's important about all of our events, trainings, and convention. And if we do any ticket, so whether it's we're doing Volcano Bay, which by the way, we're not going to be issuing the Volcano Bay tickets. You're going to be hearing about that tomorrow night on the corporate update Zoom. Eva has some Orlando updates for tomorrow night. So we are going to actually encourage all of you to go buy your tickets directly from Volcano Bay because that is considered a special event. So you want to go get your tickets. Remember, that is going to be on Friday, which is June the 5th. So you want to go get your tickets to the nighttime swim. Don't buy a daytime ticket. There's a special ticket. We're going to put it out. So you'll see it in the Facebook group. Eva's going to talk about it tomorrow night on the corporate update Zoom. But that would be where we would put tickets like that. That's where the convention tickets are. Any future Bryte Lyfe trips and events. We're working on something that I wish I could talk about, but it's not done yet. That's going to be a very, very cool VIP music festival experience. So you're going to be hearing more about that. But in the meantime, until those tickets are available, that would be where you would find that. Then, of course, we have Live Life, which is, or Well Life, which is financial, physical, and mental wellness. All of that is there. You've got video content and links. And then you have all of our menu, our membership experiences. So whether it's the menu for rep services as an influencer or your membership experiences, you've got all of that in your notifications and in your sub menu. Okay, so let's walk through this now. And let's talk about the navigation. Okay, so these are your navigation buttons across the bottom of the app. So remember, we're starting with the app first. Okay, and so the home screen is where you can update your payment information and obviously your membership status. It also is where you have your free life status. It's where you can activate or reactivate your membership subscription if a credit card gets declined or expires, and you need to go in and do that. The home screen has direct buttons there. We'll walk through that in just a moment. Travel Life, like we said, that is the globe button. Okay, so that is going to be hotels, resorts, airfare, cars, cruises, and yachts. Then we have the Live Life. Now, Live Life, of course, is the dollar sign. The dollar sign is sporting events, dining, shopping, concierge, entertainment. The Bryte Lyfe trips, okay, that's going to be, you're going to see on the app, that is the fire icon. That is experiences, trainings, conventions, tickets, and Bryte Lyfe events. Then you have the Well Life logo, the Well Life icon, that's financial, physical, and mental wellness. And then you have the menu buttons. So that's going to be kind of your home base on the app. Those are the 6 different components to the actual menu experience that's right along this dashboard. Okay, so you see there all of those icons that we just discussed are right there at the bottom of the app. So it doesn't matter whether you're on Google or whether you're on Apple, you're going to have all of that along the bottom of the dashboard. Okay, now when you get to the home screen, okay, when you land on the app, you're going to see your membership status. Now remember, this is a really important feature that we added because we bill in 28-day increments. Okay, so the reason we bill in 28-day increments is because all of our compensation is in 7-day increments. Okay, so all of our compensation periods for influencers start on Friday at midnight Central Standard Time and end on Friday at midnight Central Standard Time. So it goes for 7 days. And so those 7 days also correlate to the way we have the free life status configured. And so all of our billing is in 4 7-day increments. So that's in 28 days. And all of our compensation is in 7-day increments. And so that's why we do that. And so it keeps it really clean from a compensation and accounting standpoint. So you don't have these weird or odd months where there's 28 days or 31 days. And then there's, confusion because of the way the compensation is paid out. And so this has been the easiest way for us to do this and explain it. And so since the billing date changes each month, that's why we added the membership status, which shows your next billing date. Now, the other reason that's important is because when you have free life status, you need to have achieved free life status a minimum of 24 hours before your billing date in order to make sure you qualify for free billing. Okay, that's very important because we've had some people that have waited until the day that their card was going to get billed, and they put in their second person, and they're like, hey, you guys charged me for my membership, but I just put in my second person. And so to get free life status, you have to have your second person in there active. And of course, they both have to be active, okay, to qualify for free life status. But that's why this dashboard is so important, because it tells you when your next billing date is, because remember, we're billing in 28 days. A lot of new people don't know that and understand that, even though it's in everything we talk about. It's in all of our Zooms and all of our presentations. The asterisk is there talking about the 28-day billing, but we put it right there front and center so that everybody knows. And then, of course, you've got your statuses there so you can see if you're active or inactive. And so this is really important because we do not lock people out of their accounts. They will just obviously not have their benefits. So they can still log in and reactivate. So if somebody wants to reactivate and rejoin, they can actually go into their original account currently. That's the program right now. And they can click on manage subscription if they are inactive, and they can go in and reactivate. So that's another great feature to know. You don't have to tell us to run your card. That's one thing that comes in to customer support every once in a while, is somebody will go in and update their card, maybe a card declined or expired, and they'll message support and say, charge my new card. We're not the ones who do that. We don't charge your card. You can go in and change your payment information in your profile, and then you click on reactivate right there inside of manage your subscription. We don't ever manually charge your card. We will charge it automatically until you go into grace status, okay? And that happens after 3 declines. So if the card expires and so it's declining, or it's declined 3 times, you will go into grace status. And then after your grace status, which is when your next billing period arrives, that's 28 days later, you'll go into canceled status, okay? So you're in grace until your next billing cycle. And then if you don't update your payment information, you will go automatically to canceled status. So it's very important that you understand and your members understand that if they need to update their payment status, it's all right here on the screen. Then you've got free life status, you've got your current rank, you've got travel dollars that are available to be used, you've got your active members left, active members right. And so that is tracking your paid members, okay? So your paid members are the ones that you're getting paid on left and right. So if you do have somebody that's free life status, they are active but not paid. So that's another important distinction to understand. And so walking through that home screen leads us to the next icon, which is the globe with the plane, and that is our Travel Life button. Now, when you land on Travel Life, you will see that our hotel search engine is at the top. And this is where you put in your city, region, or hotel. Now, I want to give you one tip really quick. We're going to cover some more information in just a minute. But the thing you should understand about our search is it is geographical based, okay? So it's impossible to put every hotel and every landmark and every neighborhood and every slang word for an area or a region, like the boroughs in New York City, for example, because there's a lot of areas like the meatpacking district or things like that that are commonly known things. But remember, this is a massive database, okay? So it's geographically based. And we also had the feature on there where you could search in your area. And that was our original search code, okay, was doing that auto search to where you were. So it was geo-tracked. And so we still have geo-tracking in our technology. But when we updated the interface, we made it to where you could get to all of the travel features in one place, okay? So the reason that's important is because you should always search geographically. Now, we do have some landmarks and some icons. We've expanded our search catalog in terms of what's in it. But because we have so many hotels, we have so much data inside of there, you have to realize this is a massive funnel. And so the easiest way to use it is to search geographically. So city, state, or city region, okay? You can put in some hotels if you're searching for some hotels, but it does not have every hotel. And here's the other problem. A lot of times hotels are not described the same way they show up in search, okay? So like, for example, in Dallas, if you search the Westin Hotel, well, in Dallas, there might be 15 Westin hotels. So which one are you looking for? So it is always much better, good rule of thumb, to always search with city or region than it is to search with landmarks or slang or a specific hotel. And this is something that's good to tell your people so they understand the best way, most efficient way to use the technology. Then, of course, you have your date selectors, you have your guest and room configuration, you have one tap search button to pull member rates. And then, of course, below the search box, which is for our hotels, you have the other features that are part of travel. Okay, so you have you have hotels and resorts, then you have resort weeks, you have resort pass. We're going to get into some more of the benefits a little bit later, but resort weeks obviously is our timeshare inventory. So that timeshare inventory is all in 7 night increments. That's going to be really important, by the way, because we're going to be giving away this week. We're going to be giving away 7 nights in Orlando on every nightly Zoom this week. Now, nobody's heard about this yet. We're going to be announcing this tomorrow. So for those of you that got on here today, you're going to find out about it before everybody else. And so resort weeks are amazing. We've had a lot of people that have booked resort weeks in Orlando for our event coming up in June. But we are going to be giving away 7 nights in Orlando on every single Zoom that we do this week. So you definitely want to make sure that you are inviting for the Zooms this week and utilizing those 9 p.m. Eastern Zooms because we're going to be giving away 7 nights in Orlando every single night, highlighting these resort weeks, these incredible deals that we're getting. And then, of course, Resort Pass, which allows you to use cabanas, spas, pool areas at major hotels around the world. They're all over the world. Just used one here in Sarasota at the Ritz-Carlton. We booked a cabana through Resort Pass. We got a great discount because of Bryte Lyfe. And so that Resort Pass program is right in there. You can book cabanas, you can book day beds, pool access, spa access at hotels and properties all over the world. Then we have our airfare section. Remember, we don't do anything with commercial airfare, but we do have private jets. We do have Going, which is a special air subscription service. It's kind of like an AI travel hacker for flights. We have a lot of members, myself included, that are members of Going, get some great commercial airfare. These are sometimes mispriced. These are sometimes discounted, or in the flight industry, airline industry, they use yield management. And so there's deals that Going catches with their algorithm and with their AI that you would probably never notice or see. They highlight different days of the week that's a lower price than others. So great service there that we get a discount with. And then you've got car rentals, you've got cruises. One of the things that I always tell everybody is, cruises is not a main thing for us. We've got them on there, but just so you all know, about 96% of cruises are booked directly with the cruise line. So less than 5% of all cruises booked on the planet are booked through intermediaries, which would be what we're considered. So this is a very small part of the demographic. The reason for that, just so you all know, is that the cruise lines developed their own booking software over the years, and they have made it exclusive to their ships. So, for example, on the Royal Caribbean site, you can actually literally do virtual tours of the actual stateroom that you're going to be staying in. You can see what level, what deck. Well, the major OTAs, online travel agencies like Expedia, Travelocity, Booking.com, they don't have any of that, okay? Because remember, when you're dealing as an intermediary, ourselves included, you're getting all of this information and then you're trying to put everybody's information that may be slightly different from hotel to hotel, whether they're all inclusive or EP, or there's no food included, or whether they have suites or not, whether they have ocean view or not. You have all these other things. Cruises are completely different animals. So they continue to develop their software, and it doesn't fit with OTAs. This is one of the reasons why you won't ever see resort weeks inside of the hotel search engines like Booking, like Hotels.com, like Expedia, because they're all in 7 night increments. So it doesn't fit. When you're searching, 3 nights, you're not going to see anything that's 7 night increment if you're searching 2 nights or 1 night. So it just doesn't fit. It doesn't marry. That's why our resort weeks are in a separate section, a separate area on our site. And so just to let you know about cruises, I personally, if I'm going to be using a cruise, I would probably go directly to the cruise line, especially if I'm picky about what I'm getting. Now, there's some deals and specials that you can get through there, but cruises is something that we want to offer. It's available through one of our partners. They've had some good deals on shipboard credits and meals and drinks and some other things, but generally speaking, I always tell people, hey, use this as a price comparison. Maybe you can save. But booking a cruise through Bryte Lyfe is not like booking a cruise through RoyalCaribbean.com. Why? We don't have all of the software and technology, just like Booking doesn't have it, Expedia doesn't have it, Travelocity doesn't have it. And so customers have figured this out. And so today, over 9 out of 10 cruises are booked directly through the cruise line. So that's just a little public service announcement. It's there, it's available, it's not our wheelhouse, but it is there in case somebody wants it. Now let's move to the next button, the $sign. And this is all about access and savings. Of course, this is one of the things that people really enjoy from their Bryte Lyfe membership. And so it's important that you know where to find things. Okay. Now, I'm going to go through this in more detail in just a minute when we get through the app and into the actual services. But these are the categories that are available under the $sign. You've got sporting events. This includes ticketed and major sporting events and experiences, like our SI experiences for Kentucky Derby, for the Masters, Super Bowl, stuff like that. You've also got events. You've got concerts, shows, live performances. You've got entertainment, theme parks, family activities. And by the way, these are all things that are generally major ticketed events. So major attractions, major events. Okay. If you're wanting to get something like the Academy Awards or an event that is not ticketed or that's not available to the general public, that's going to be where you're going to want to get involved with our concierge, okay? But when you look at this button, there are other categories that you're going to see: nightlife, concierge services, shopping, dining, okay? So all of that is under the $sign, and I'm going to go through what that means and how to use it in just a little bit. But right now, we're focusing on the interface. We're focusing on the buttons. Then, of course, you get to the fire icon. So the fire icon is where all things Bryte Lyfe happen in terms of events, activities, and travel. So group experiences, trainings, events. Like I said, if we were doing the tickets for Volcano Bay, but because it is considered a special event, they will sell that out, by the way. So it's really important that you guys get your tickets for that if you want to be part of the welcome party on that Friday night. But that was something that we were going to put on there if they would have discounted the tickets for us. But because it's a limited capacity event, it's a nighttime event, it's limited, there are no discounts for groups on that. And so you would have seen that there if we were selling tickets. That is where you get your tickets to the convention. And so all of that's Bryte Lyfe centric, our trainings, events, when we're doing Super Saturdays, this other thing that I'm working on that you guys are going to hear about in the future, you will find those tickets there. So if you have not already reserved your ticket for the convention in June, I highly suggest you do this now. It will be a massive advantage to us and help to us in planning. We are finalizing golf. We are finalizing the influencer retreat. We are finalizing the post party, the after party for Saturday night. We are also working on a Well Life experience. And so we need you, if you're planning on being in Orlando, to go log on today, get your ticket booked for the Orlando experience, because we're basing all of these activities on how many tickets we have sold. And so it is possible that if you buy your ticket later, you will not have access or have the ability to get into the other activities if they sell out. We're going to give preference to the people who have bought their tickets in advance, because some of these events will be limited. And so we want to make sure that you're there. And remember, you can use travel dollars to pay for any Bryte Lyfe trip or event under the fire icon. So our tickets that I'm talking about on something I'm working on, if we would have had the Volcano Bay tickets in there, the convention tickets, you can use your travel dollars right out of your account. You don't have to wait for reimbursement like you do on hotels, okay? So that is something to keep in mind. So if you have 100 travel dollars sitting there, you could go in there right now, buy your ticket for $99 general admission. VIP is $199 first 2 rows guaranteed, and you can go get it today and use your travel dollars, and it doesn't cost you a dime out of your pocket, okay? So keep that in mind. Then we have the hands with the heart. This is our Well Life button. Corey is working on some new content for Well Life. We're working on some new video content. Of course, he's doing his twice a month Well Life calls. He just had one on Monday. And so we're getting some great results out of Corey's content. We've got pre-recorded videos. He's got some workout videos there. And so all of the Well Life partners, our vendors, the gyms, the spas. It's all under that hands with the heart button. That's where you've got financial, physical, mental, all under that button. Then we get to notifications. Now, notifications is obviously where you want to have things happening, because this is going to be letting you know when you're having new members or influencers join your team. You're going to be getting rank up notifications. We're about to start adding free life notifications to this. And this is where we're sending out our newsletter. You can see all of the newsletters in there that have been posted since you joined. And when you click on any of the newsletters, you can also, when you go to the newsletter, you can see past editions of our newsletters. So if you're ever, stuck in traffic or on a flight, you want to go back and kind of read the history of Bryte Lyfe, you can go back and read the old newsletters right from the newsletter link. So this is where all of our news is posted. Now, we do have another news section in the back office that's really more for kind of rep FAQs for the influencer program. But this is really the most important aspect of notifications and communications. Now, for those of you that are not already part of the Bryte Lyfe members only group, this is something that I want to give us a quick PSA about. You need to make sure you get all of your new people added to the Bryte Lyfe members only Facebook group. That is a group for members and also influencers. That's all things Bryte Lyfe. We can communicate more effectively through that group than we can through notifications on the app, because we're limited on characters, okay? And we don't want to blow your phone up. And so we want to make sure that we keep things really important. So that's why it's important that we also use that as a good communication point. Some of you may have noticed that we actually closed our ATM group that was originally being used on Facebook, because people were confused, and we want to try to keep things, streamlined and effective and efficient. We closed that group because people were not understanding how to use it. They were confused by which group to join. And so we are no longer using that group. We've closed it. And so we only have one Facebook group. It's members only. And then, of course, we have the Bryte Lyfe Facebook page, which has everything posted directly from our Instagram page, which is at Bryte Lyfe. So now there are only 3 pages for social media. There's 2 pages and a group technically, and we only have the one group, the members only group, okay? So notifications are really important, but if you want to get all the skinny and make sure you stay in touch with us, please make sure you add all of your new members to Bryte Lyfe members only, that Facebook group, which is open. And so people ask a lot of times, they're like, oh, I didn't know so-and-so joined. Just because somebody joined that group does not mean that they joined Bryte Lyfe. It's a public group. We can't keep people out. Obviously, if there was somebody spamming or there were competitors in there, that's one thing. So that is an open public group, but we've called it Bryte Lyfe members only. So the notifications are something, like I said, that you want to stay on top of. Make sure that you're staying in the loop with all the company communication. Now let's talk about the menu. That is going to be the 3 bars at the bottom right, okay? That is going to be something that's got kind of all of your important Bryte Lyfe information. So this is where you can edit your profile. You can update your email address here. That's another one that we get sometimes with support. People send a support request asking to change their email. You can change your email anytime under edit profile. You can also update your tax information. If you need to update your, an LLC, or you need to update your social, if you're in an area where we collect that, you can do that there. You also can update your payment methods here. You're also going to be able to see your travel reservations here. There also is a button that will be added there that is not on the screen. That'll be your Bryte Lyfe trips. Make sure that you get that notification whenever that comes back. We actually moved that button, and so that button where you see Bryte Lyfe trips, it used to be right there with your reservations. And so we actually tried to merge reservations with Bryte Lyfe trips, and the code didn't behave. So we're adding Bryte Lyfe trips back, so it'll be clear where you'll be able to see your event tickets and anything you buy that is from Bryte Lyfe in terms of tickets, events, travel. So when we have this other event that we're working on for later in the year, you'll be able to see your receipts there. So travel reservations is for your hotel reservations. Remember, anything that you book off of the app through our partners, so if you go to Member Deals or Benefits Hub, any of the others, all of those receipts and reservations and confirmations and tickets, they all come directly from the vendor. We don't handle any customer support for anything that is bought or sold or transacted on the entire app. So everybody that deals with you in terms of supplying you what you bought will send you a confirmation, a receipt, and it will tell you exactly how to communicate with them. And that is who you will go to for any type of support that is from something you booked or bought through the Bryte Lyfe app. Okay, so this is a really important clarification. Okay, we do have copies of your hotel travel reservations in the app for you, but we do not handle any customer support for this. So what's important to understand about that is that everybody who sells you something through the Bryte Lyfe app, any of our vendors, any of our suppliers, they will send you a receipt. That receipt will have confirmation information on it. It will also have contact information, and that is who you will talk to if you're trying to find your tickets, or you're trying to find where your seats are, or you're trying to, find out if the hotel has ADA, or, can put you in a handicap room. Any kind of hotel request, all of that stuff will go directly to whoever the supplier was that you booked through. So that's another really important distinction. We handle all of the influencer rep support, okay? And anything that is Bryte Lyfe member support, okay, that is all done through our support. And like I said, if it's something for concierge or that is product specific, that is a question or needing help with one of our services, that is going to go to concierge. But if it is anything that is member support, rep support, that will be done through this app right there, where you see the support button on there. That will be where you do your support ticket. But anything that you buy or book after you've booked it will always be dealt with directly with the vendor and supplier. So that's something that's very important to understand when it comes to the menu. And so when you're looking at the buttons, okay, we talked about account, we talked about travel reservations. Membership is where you can activate, reactivate, you can check your billing date. All of that is done through Manage Membership. You also have all of the quick links to all of the categories that we just covered. Okay, so you've got a quick link to travel, you've got a quick link to Live Life, quick link to Well Life, quick link to Bryte Lyfe events. Okay, those are the buttons we just talked about, but you can get to them through membership services. One thing that's not on the main menu that's under membership services is our store. Now, just a little preview. I'm going to show you something in just a minute when we wrap up today, when I make my announcement. But we have a limited edition merch drop that is happening in Orlando, okay? The only way you can guarantee to get this merch is to pre-order it, okay? It is on the Bryte Lyfe store right now. We have a limited edition hat, we have a limited edition shirt, and we have a limited edition beach towel, okay? So those items are all on the store right now. They're discounted, and they're guaranteed to you in your size or how you order them as long as you pre-order. We are going to order them, and they will be in Orlando. We will ship them to you before Orlando if you pre-order, but the only way you're guaranteed to get them and get your size is if you pre-order it now. Okay, so that's really important. We've had a lot of size requests, and so if you want to guarantee your size, you need to pre-order it. And if you want to get the discounted price and you want to have it before Orlando, the only way to do that is to pre-order now. After the pre-order sale closes, you'll have to pay more and you'll only be able to get whatever is left over. So I would highly suggest going in this weekend, ordering the new gear. You'll see it. I'm going to preview it in just a moment. We have some really cool new designs for our gear. So that is all going to be found along with our other gear. And if you order any of the other merchandise that we already have in stock at the same time, we will ship that to you now. So any of the clearance merchandise from the merchandise we've had over the last 2 years is in the store. If you order it now, it's all on sale. What we have is what we have. And so if you order that now, we will ship that now. And so you will actually save on the shipping on your pre-ordered items by ordering any of the old merchandise that is going to be discontinued whenever we sell out of it, okay? So this is your last chance to get the original designs And it's your only chance to guarantee that you're going to have the new stuff is to pre-order it. Then we have the influencer services, which is all of your back office. That pulls up a whole nother menu. And then you've got your settings. And then underneath that is support. Okay. And so the support ticket is where you go in to update all of your to file a support ticket. And remember, always want to do a screenshot whenever you do your support. So when you look at the membership, okay, we're going to move into talking about some of the specifics of how to use your membership. You've obviously got member rates, live the lifestyle, grow and stay well. And now we're going to talk about the actual app itself. Now, before I move into the actual benefits and talking about the partners and share with you this new provider, I want to give you a few reminders to make sure that you do this as we close off of the app itself. Make sure you've already downloaded the app, first of all. Make sure you have your membership credentials saved on your app. Make sure that you explore all the buttons that we're going to go through today. And then don't forget to reserve your spot for the convention. Now we're going to move into some details and some things that will cross over onto our website as well. So just give me 1 second here. All right. So let's dig into the details of these vendors, okay? Now, if you've not already booked something through the app, I would highly suggest doing some vision board shopping, some dream shopping with your spouse, significant other. If you have some friends or some team members, if you've not booked something and played with the app, you've got to go do it. So if you can't book something right now, you don't have, do a staycation, book something that's close. Like, Gianna and I are looking at going to Orlando in the next couple of weeks before the actual convention in June. And so she's been wanting to go to the new Universal Park. And so, we've been looking at some different stays. We looked at resort weeks. We've looked at some hotels. We've got crazy deals, like crazy deals in Vegas, crazy deals in Orlando. We were seeing some hotels in Orlando in the next couple of weeks that were like 75% off, 80% off. I was looking at going to Vegas for March Madness. And I was just looking a couple weeks ago at Vegas, and I was seeing rooms like 85% off. I saw some rooms 90% off, some crazy, crazy deals. So if you have not started using the actual app, if you've not booked, if you've not played with it, if you've not gone through some of these things that I'm about to share with you, I would encourage you to go do it. The best way to learn all of this information that I'm going to share with you is to actually go through it. Okay. Now, when you look at some of the partners and the vendors and the suppliers that we have, it's literally mind blowing. I mean, we have the biggest names, the biggest brands. We have so many benefits that the sad thing is we can't even talk about all of these things on our presentations. You got to do a presentation, try to keep it to under 20 minutes. These events that I've been doing in Sarasota and last night in St. Pete, they're so big already that we can't even do a full presentation because people are coming and going. We've got 50, 60, 75, 100. We'll have over 100 people at Tuesday night's event in Sarasota. So we can't do a presentation. And so, when we get people on the Zooms, that's our one chance where we can do a full presentation, go through as much as we can, but we got to keep it to 20 minutes. And so we're going to be giving away those 7-night stays in Orlando every night this week. So starting tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every night, we're going to be giving away a 7-night stay in Orlando. I'm going to give you all the details about it tomorrow night in the corporate call, but you should start inviting now because your guests that get on that Zoom tomorrow night say, hey, what are you doing tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern? You can win 7 nights in Orlando for free just for getting on. And so what a great way to get people on the Zoom tomorrow night where you need to pack these Zooms out. And so, we need to give as much information to them as we can in 20 minutes, but depending on how they see about Bryte Lyfe or hear about it, they don't even know all of this stuff is included. So if you're not walking through the app and you're not clicking on all the buttons and you're not exploring, I'm encouraging all of you right now, Well, like I said, while you have downtime, if you're in traffic or you're on a plane or you stuck listening to a boring Zoom for work or whatever, you should be going through your app, clicking on these buttons and seeing all these vendors and suppliers. So let's start with travel. Now, I gave you something that was very important earlier in terms of how this technology works. But I want to dive in even more right now and talk about how our travel technology is designed. Okay, this is really important to understand. Our technology was designed to save people every single time they went to book a hotel stay anywhere in the world. That is the simplest and easiest way to explain how it was designed. So when you start with that as the design, our goal is to save you money on every booking that you book. But here's the thing. This doesn't fit with somebody saying, I have to go to Charleston, South Carolina for a wedding, and I have to stay at the Courtyard Marriott downtown Charleston on May 26th and May 27th. Why does it not work that way? Well, you can book that hotel, but our technology is not guaranteeing you to have the lowest price by a massive amount at that one specific hotel. If you're looking for one specific hotel on one specific day, that is not the way our technology was designed. So I think it's really important to set expectations for you as members and influencers so that when you sign people up and they go to use it, they understand how it was designed. So we started with a blank slate, all right? All of our tech was completely designed by us, okay? So it started with ideas in my head, laying it out for the design team. I wanted it to be simple and easy. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but we have the easiest hotel travel booking experience in the world. There is no one where you can book a hotel with less clicks than you can with us. This is crazy. We literally created this. And so that's something that we wanted to have. We wanted it to be easy. But the way it was designed is to show you what the best savings are that we can identify in the city and dates that you put in. That was how it was designed. So when you do your first search, what you're going to see is the results of two pieces of technology working at the same time. One, our database search of all of our 3 million plus hotels. Two, a piece of AI that is going out there simultaneously and searching for the exact same dates and destination on retail websites and showing you what your savings are with the yellow stickers if we can find it. Now, here's something that's also very important. The yellow stickers only show up if we can get an apples to apples comparison and get all of that done in under 5 seconds. We have a 5-second timeout, okay? We also, about a year ago, had to reduce some of the room categories and room types that we were getting from suppliers. Why is that? Well, when you start with 3 million hotels, we have dozens of suppliers, okay? We use all the big ones. So it would be a freak situation to find something that was on booking.com but was not on our site. Has it happened? Yes. It is a very weird situation if that does happen. But normally the reason it happens is because we have to put parameters on the amount of room categories and room types. And so because we put parameters on that, over a year ago, for those of you that were around, you remember, we would have some hotel results that showed like 200 room categories. Well, there's not 200 room types, but when you have dozens of suppliers, one supplier may call it 2 queens and breakfast included. Another supplier might call it 2 queens European plan, which is breakfast included. And it would show up as 2 different room types. Here's the thing. This is technology. So there's not a human sitting there sifting through all of the details and all of the results to say, oh, well, 2 queens with breakfast is the same thing as 2 queens with EP plan, which is European plan. It includes breakfast. All right. Well, Our technology is not human. It can't figure that out. So what we did is we were getting too many results. And what was happening over a year ago, some of you may remember this, is some searches were timing out because there was too many results coming back for like Vegas or Orlando or Paris or, Dubai, because there were so many hotels, so many room categories. And so there were some search results that were throwing things off. So we've continued to fine tune our technology. We've limited the parameter. And so if you think about it like a funnel, we put these 3 million hotels, we do this simultaneous AI search, but there's not a yellow sticker on every hotel. That does not mean that there's not a discount on every hotel. It just simply means that our AI search could not find an apples to apples retail price comparison that modeled up to a computer, okay, and then had time to layer the stickers. That is a tool that we built. We built that from scratch. We created it. You will not see that anywhere else. If you see the little slashes with discounts on booking.com or Expedia, that is not accurate real-time price comparisons. Those are historical data numbers, and they're just selling techniques, okay? Our saving stickers are real-time price comparisons, and we are continuing to try to improve that database. But when you see all of this, the results, the master search result is savings first. Because remember, we developed the technology to find you the best deal on the city and dates that you put in. Now, here's something important to understand. That only can track what the AI savings shows. So for example, let's say you search Vegas and your best savings is 65% off at Caesars Palace, okay? That was the best savings that the AI found, and so that is going to show up first. Now you can go in to sort and you can change, all right, the actual sorting features, all right? But that does not mean that there's not another hotel that has a greater savings than 65%. There have been multiple instances where there's been a hotel like the Conrad at Resorts World or even Crockford's, because I love that hotel. We stayed there. We did our convention there last year. And so sometimes for whatever reason, because of the room categories, the room types, how the vendors display them, the AI doesn't find a savings sticker. So I've seen rooms in Vegas at those hotels for 75 or 80 or even 85% off, but it didn't show up with a sticker. Okay, so it's important to understand that the stickers are only showing on the ones where we found apples to apples comparison in under 5 seconds. So when you get past the stickers, it's very possible to find hotels that may be more savings than what you saw with the stickers, but there's no AI results. So make sure that you understand that. Make sure your members understand that, and make sure they understand how it works. If somebody's trying to book, like I said, 2 nights in the middle of the week at the DoubleTree downtown Charleston, South Carolina, it may only be 7% off. It might be 6% off. It might be 12% off. I don't know. In most cases, worst case, it'll be, 5% or 7% or 10%. But if you don't use the technology the way it's intended to work, it's not going to work 100% of the time. But I can tell you this confidently, 100% of the time, if you use the technology the way it was designed, meaning you put city, you put dates in, you will absolutely 100% save money 100% of the time. All right. But if you deviate and then you go and try to find like a certain suite, you want the presidential suite, and we only get that presidential suite from 3 different vendors. And so the presidential suite is only, 3% off or 5% off, or you have to stay at, the Courtyard Marriott in downtown Charleston on May 27th and 28th. It may only be 3% off or 9% off or 12% off. Okay. But the Hilton across the street or down the street in Charleston might be 70% off, and it might be the first thing that shows up in the results, but it's not the hotel where your brother and sister-in-law are getting married and the wedding party is staying. So I think it's really important to understand that the technology is amazing. It's constantly evolving. It's growing. But as long as you understand the way it's designed to work, you're going to always find what you're looking for. And then, of course, you've got access to other travel components that are inside of the platform. So, resort weeks are all in 7 night increments. Okay. Very important to understand that. Some of these properties are not hotels, they're condos, they're villas, they're small homes. So there may be cleaning fees if you want to have your room cleaned, or they may be automatically charged. It'll explain it there. There may be a resort fee. And so those are all described there, but those are all taxes included. They're all for 7 nights. Okay. And those are just based on availability. Okay. But they are incredible deals. These are properties that are owned by someone. They've paid 30, 40, $50,000 for their timeshare, but they're not using their week. They can't put these weeks into the retail market because it would kill the timeshare industry. It would piss everybody off who's bought timeshares. And I already told you in the beginning, Booking.com and Expedia and Travelocity do not even have a way to put them into the search results because they're all in 7 night increments. And that's one of the reasons why they're in a separate location on our site as well. Now, Resort Pass is the company that gives you access to pools, spas, cabanas around the world, and you get 15% off. And that is a great feature. I love it personally. I've used it many times. Really good friend of mine is actually an executive with that company. Love their product and program. We're one of the only partners that they do this with, offering this discount because they're already really reasonably priced, and you can't get these anywhere else. So Resort Pass has exclusives with most of these high-end hotels that have cabanas and day beds and spas. And so you can't even get into these hotels or go to them, like the Ritz-Carlton, perfect example. You can't go to the Ritz-Carlton pool here unless you're either staying at the Ritz or unless you book through Resort Pass. That's the only way you can do it. So just a great thing that we have with more discounts and availability. Of course, we've got private jets. Okay, now you can put in a request for a private jet. You can also look through their empty legs if you want to get empty leg information. If you want to find out about a certain city, if there's someplace you go where you have family or business or office, you can look into that directly through P3 Jets. We have Going, which I mentioned earlier, is the flight subscription service. It's a flight hacking service that monitors airfare, and it's got over 800 destinations, 900 destinations that you can put in there. You get a discount, 40% off both memberships that they offer through Bryte Lyfe. Another great deal there. All of the private jets, by the way, are commissionless. So it's broker. There's no broker fees added. So that's something that we have directly with them, which is an incredible value. Rental cars are obviously available through one of our third-party vendors, so some good deals there. I actually booked a rental car. My car was in the shop, and I can't remember. I think I paid, I think it was $42 a day, and everywhere else it was like 180, 90, 100, and I paid like $42 a day. I talked to you about cruises earlier. Like I said, you can get some deals there. You can get some freebies. You don't have all the booking features that you have with the cruise lines, but you can save some money, or if you want some perks or free stuff, you can definitely get it through there. We also have commissionless yacht bookings, so you're getting 15 to 20% off on charter packages through our yacht partners as well. And so when you look at the results of our technology, I mean, I cannot tell you how many of these we've seen. If you've been part of our groups on Facebook, you've seen members posting. We want these stories, by the way. So when you book something, please screenshot what you paid, screenshot what it was on Booking.com or Expedia or Travelocity or Hotels.com, and then screenshot what you paid with us and post it in the group. We want these stories. We want to hear from you. We've got challenges out. We want to feature our best testimonials. We're working on some new marketing pieces. We're working on some new marketing videos, some new presentations, and we want to feature you. So we want to hear your stories every time you book something, every time you buy something, concert tickets, event tickets, attractions, whatever, Disney, Universal, Broadway, off-Broadway. We want to hear about it. So please share your stories with us. We're begging you to share. And speaking of experiences and Broadway and tickets, we're going to talk about Live Life. Now, In terms of Live Life, that is the dollar sign, remember. These are the subcategories there that you will see. Now, a couple of things that are really important to keep in mind. We do have multiple vendors for some of these items. Okay, that is something that is very important to understand. We don't just do sports with one vendor. Okay, so it's really important that you go click on sports and see the different vendors and suppliers that we have on the sports button. Now, we also have the events, okay? The events, concerts, shows, and live performances are on that same button. But when you go there, you will see that there are multiple vendors and suppliers. And so, for example, Benefits Hub has all of these events. Member Deals has all of these events. Then we have SI Experiences. So all of these different vendors and suppliers are under these buttons. So it's not just one place. We don't have a way to take all of the sports from Member Deals, all of the sports from Benefits Hub, all of the sports from SI Experiences, and put them into one shopping cart. Okay, that doesn't exist. We've got all of these relationships. They all have their own technology. Remember, we don't handle any of the fulfillment or the booking for any of these activities. What we are is kind of like the Google of fun. We're basically sorting and sifting and searching for you to provide deals, discounts, and VIP access. Okay. So we're not fulfilling any of this. And so it's really important that you understand where all of this is and understand that there are multiple places where you can get some of these same benefits. Okay. And so sports, events, entertainment, those are all under the Live Life category, and there are multiple vendors under there, okay? When you look at sports, when we talk about World Vantage, it's important for you to understand that for the first time that you book a tee time with Bryte Lyfe through World Vantage, you have to go to the new members form to become part of that program. So you won't officially have a World Vantage ID until you actually book your first tee time, okay? You can see the list there, and once you have a World Vantage ID because you've booked in the past, you can bypass the first button and use the last button, okay? But until you actually book a tee time, you will not be assigned a World Vantage user number until you go into the system by creating a tee time, okay? So that's really important to understand. Now, we also have under sports, we have Live Golf, we have Top Golf, we have Atomic Golf. These are all discounts that we have directly through the app under the sports button. So if you want to get tickets to a Live Golf event, if you want to get a reservation at Atomic Golf, if you want to get a reservation at Top Golf, you can get all of those discounts directly under the sports button, okay? So when you're looking at sports, let's recap these different vendors and suppliers. You've got World Vantage, which is where you book your tee times, okay? 250 clubs in North America, 500 outside of North America. That's under that button. Live Golf, also there, 20% off on most ticket categories, including some of their VIP tickets, which could save you, $200 to $300 per ticket, okay? Some of the really high-end suites and stuff are like $700-800. You can save 20% on some of those as well. Atomic Golf, 25% off. Atomic Golf, 25% off. Top Golf has got some discounts and some savings as well. You'll see that on that booking through that partnership. Then you have Sports Events 365. You have On Location Sports, okay? Those are two different ticket brokers, all right, that do packages and events and resale tickets, okay? So those are two of the ticket providers. So you'll see Sports Events 365, you get 10% off their tickets. Okay, these are some of the providers that you'll see there. All right, so Formula One, UEFA, English Premier League, those are under your entertainment and tickets under the Eva, are you on right now? Oh, sorry, hold on. I just want to get a clarification really quick from Eva on one of these. Eva, I just asked you to unmute if you're available.
Sure.
This one here for sports, because this is showing the member deals experience, I believe, right here. So am I right? Is this member deals on the screen right now? On
It's
the right?
actually no, we have on Sports Events 365, it takes you to their website, and this is
Okay.
actually their white label website.
Okay.
Um, but it is true that we are adding a button. We're in the sports section with member deals, so they'll see that there by tomorrow, I'm sure. But yes, this example is Sports Events
Okay,
365.
got it. Okay, so this Bryte Lyfe logo is our logo. And so you will see that it looks similar on some of these different vendors and suppliers. But we're adding buttons for member deals and benefits hub to tie directly into sports. These are quick links. So here's something else that's important while we're talking about this, okay? All of these vendors have main landing pages, okay? But what we've done is they have created Bryte Lyfe short links, shortcuts to these pages, okay? This is important, all right? So that means that you can go to the member deals page through this live life button, and you can get to all of this for member deals for all of their categories: dining, shopping, entertainment, sports, events. You can get to all of it from the member deals page. But Eva and the team has created short links, shortcuts that will take you straight into sports, take you straight into events, take you straight into shopping, dining. So we've worked on all of this with all of the providers and all the teams. But remember, Member Deals and Benefits Hub has all of these categories. So that means that once you get into that page, you can go through their menu and through their buttons and get to all of this. But what we did was we wanted to make it easier and simpler and make shortcuts for you. So that's what you're seeing. Okay. These are shortcuts that we've created. We're adding Benefits Hub and Member Deals to this sports events and hospitality. So you will see those by Monday. And so when you're looking at these different categories, it's important to understand that you will be able to get to and from the actual provider multiple ways. Okay. So don't ever freak out or worry. It's like, oh, I can't find this. If it's Member Deals or Benefits Hub, you will be able to get to all of these categories from their page. Okay, so that's something that's really important to understand. So that includes these tickets. So when you look at entertainment and tickets, Walt Disney, Disneyland, Universal, movie tickets, rental cars, hotels, all of these different things that they offer through Member Deals and they offer through Benefits Hub. These are all things that you can see directly through the vendors, and you don't have to worry about going back into the app and going to look for sports if you're already in the Benefits Hub portal or you're in the Member Deals portal. You don't have to worry about leaving and going back to the app. So that's something that's really important to understand. This is the member deals. This is the hot deals. So when you land on that page, you will see that this has different categories, and this is what I'm talking about. So you can go directly to the member deals page through these shortcuts. And then once you're there, you can change what you're looking at. So if you want to go from Broadway to rental cars to ski lift tickets, it's all right there inside of that interface. And so Member Deals and Benefits Hub has all of these other categories that are all under that interface, but they have created these short links for Bryte Lyfe. They've worked with the team and Eva to try to make some of this stuff easier for you. So that's what the Member Deals homepage looks like. This is what Benefit Hub looks like. So this is where you get a lot of the shopping, the dining. You can look at all these brands on here. You can see the benefits that are available through Benefits Hub. Once you get there, you're there. Okay, so the short links are just designed to help you. Once you're in their interface, you're there. Then we have Go City. This Go City benefits, these are crazy, crazy deals. I had a friend and she booked some stuff in New York, and she's like, Wes, we saved like 85% off. If they would have gone directly to like each museum or each place, and they saved like 85% off on their weekend in New York, took their kids, went to all the museums, all the things, and they were just raving about it. It was easy. It was on their phone. They didn't have to keep up with any paper tickets or anything. They just went on and on about how amazing Go City was, and so that's some great stuff there. Now we're going to talk a little bit about nightlife. We're going to save concierge for the end. Eva's going to come on in just a little bit and talk about concierge, but we've got nightlife, shopping, dining. Okay, so when we're talking about nightlife, we've got a partnership with Groot Hospitality. We do have a promotion with Groot where you get priority seating at their restaurants. As long as they're not completely sold out, you will get priority seating. We also have No Line, No Cover at Live Nightclub in Miami and Live Nightclub in Vegas. We also have some 20% discounts on a couple of their restaurants. You want to make sure you talk to the concierge whenever you make that reservation because it doesn't apply to everything. And it's food only, not alcohol. So just keep that in mind. The Foundation Room is amazing. The Foundation Room is part of House of Blues. And we've been using the one in Dallas for over a year. We love it. We just had another great group last week at the Foundation Room. This is a $5,000 per person per year membership for access to one club. And we have access to all of them. So I believe there's like 14 House of Blues and there's like 8 Foundation Rooms. We also get pre-sale access to their concerts. We can get VIP to all of the House of Blues concerts. Most of the Live Nation venues, we get VIP pre-sale. We can get some meet and greet access and stuff like that. Incredible, incredible relationship. So if you're ever wanting to go to a concert at the House of Blues or that's part of the Foundation Room, make sure you go through the concierge. They can hook you up with that. And we get a free glass of champagne on every visit. We have VIP entry to any House of Blues show or concert. So being a Foundation Room member, you can get in front of the line. A lot of House of Blues concerts are general admission. And I took Gianna and one of her friends to one of the shows last year. We saw Max McNown, and the line was like wrapped around the block. And we walked right in front of everybody. Everybody was pissed. They were like, who are those people? So I got Dad of the Year award that night. And so you should definitely make sure you're taking advantage of Groot Hospitality and Foundation Room. Now, I'm not going to talk about Syncura and Pilot right now, but what I do want to point out is that we have a partnership with Syncura. Now, Syncura is the most prestigious and elite digital concierge in the world. It's also the most expensive that does what they do, okay? It would cost you thousands of dollars for an individual to have the relationship that we've created with Syncura. So when you look at the Foundation Room, that would cost you $5,000. Having a Syncura membership, several $1,000s for the year for an individual, okay? So just those two benefits, being able to go to all 8 of the Foundation Rooms and be able to get access to basically anything. The Syncura says we can get you into anything as long as it's legal, or get you anything as long as it's legal. I mean, so if you're proposing and your fiance is from the Swiss Alps and you wanted snow flown in from the Swiss Alps so that you could propose on snow here in Sarasota that's from the Swiss Alps. I was talking to the owner of Syncura and he's like, we've done that before. Like we've literally flown snow on a jet for one of our clients. Okay. So this is crazy that a lot of people are not understanding and taking advantage of how elite and how exclusive this white glove concierge is. And so it would cost you over $3,000 to have even a phone number or app access to even be able to talk to Syncura. And so that's a huge deal. And then if you look at the $5,000 that it would cost you to just go into the Dallas Foundation Room per year, per person, that's $8,000 in value on 2 benefits that, you know what? Most of our members have never even used. Most members have never used Syncura. Most members have never been into a Foundation Room, and it would cost you $8,000 a year to be able to go and do either one of those things. $8,000. And it's included in your membership. And we got people that have never used it, never set foot in a Foundation Room. And I love it, by the way. The staff at the Foundation Room in Dallas is absolutely amazing. If I was going anywhere, and if we do an event in the future in Dallas for Bryte Lyfe, which we've looked into, We'll for sure do something at the foundation room. I love it there. It's awesome. It's VIP. It's exclusive. I have friends that are part of country clubs in Dallas. They've never been in the foundation room. When I invited people to go when I was living in Dallas and bringing guests to see Bryte Lyfe, most of the people I invited there had never even been in there. They didn't even know it was there. It's upstairs. It's swanky lounge, VIP. It's got a VIP balcony where you can overlook the concerts in the House of Blues. The staff is amazing. They all love Bryte Lyfe. They love us. They love our members. It's an incredible relationship. And so I encourage you, if you're going to Boston, if you're going to Anaheim, if you're going to Disneyland, if you're going to Dallas, I mean, if you're in Houston, I mean, there's more, but like we should be using this. And so if you want to go into one of the other foundation rooms, all you got to do is email concierge@brytelyfe.com. They'll make reservations for you. A lot of these House of Blues have amazing food. The foundation rooms have amazing food. So even if they don't have a foundation room, if you want VIP access or reservations at a show at House of Blues, just email the concierge. We need to be making sure we're using these benefits. And as we get into more of these vendors, it still blows my mind that most people don't even know we have all this stuff. And the thing is we can't talk about it on every presentation. We've got too much stuff. These are just a handful of some of the vendors and suppliers that we have through Benefits Hub. And then if you look at Groot Hospitality, whether it's nightlife or ambiance or the portfolio, this is like the who's who. Like we were at Gecko for our launch party in Miami in January. And on New Year's Eve, they had all of the celebrities they had all of the Miami because it was where David Grutman, there was like Lionel Messi, David Beckham, David Grutman. They had, it was like all the rappers, like all the celebrities were at Gecko on New Year's Eve. It was the hottest ticket in Miami. It was like $2,000 to get in. And we were there like 4 nights later in the entire private area. They had the entire back room of that place reserved for us. So this is another incredible partner, great brand, some of the hottest names in dining and hospitality in the world, not just in Miami, but literally in the planet. So let's switch gears and talk a little bit about Well Life. And so as you all know, we've had Corey with us from the beginning. He's our director of physical wellness, but we're starting to move into planning and preparing for adding some additional content, speakers, and providers into the physical wellness and other categories. And so we're going to be working on some events and retreats that you're going to be hearing about. We're going to be looking at doing some pickleball events. We're going to be looking at doing some golf trips. We're going to be looking at doing some physical wellness like yoga type fitness retreats. And so these are going to all fall under our Well Life category, doing some of these retreats and doing some of these weekend getaways. And we're going to be working on mental wellness, physical wellness, financial. And of course, we're going to be doing all of the motivational training and covering a lot of these categories at our convention in June. So that's on June 6th. And so Corey's going to be providing some special content like he always does. His message in Miami was awesome. We did an optional devotional in Miami. We're going to be doing something similar in Orlando. So you definitely need to make sure that if you have not logged into the app and seen the videos that Corey's done, if you've not gotten on the live calls, we do those twice a month, first and third Mondays. Okay, so first and third Mondays, Corey's posting daily content into the members only Facebook group. But we've got all these categories inside of Well Life to go with Corey's videos. We've got True Health, which is a health sharing program. We've got Body Tech. We've got Anytime Fitness. We've got Zumba. We've got Axios Golf, which is a strength and mobility golf, like almost cardio coaching program. Then you've got Echelon Fitness. You've got Planet Fitness. And so tons and tons of deals there. You got Mutual of Omaha, Bright Dime, H&R Block, and then Arch Insurance under financial. Arch, by the way, they created this insurance product for Bryte Lyfe. It's an incredible value. If you were traveling at all, this is definitely something you need to buy every year. It will cover all of your travel. It will cover medical, travel interruption. There's so much to it. They created this for us. And there's a lot of people that have never even gone to look at it. And you guys are traveling and you're leaving the country. And man, especially with like the war going on and all the stuff that's happened in the world, why would you not have travel insurance? Like I even recommend to all of our bucket list members to get travel insurance on their bucket list trip. So if God forbid somebody gets called, like your husband gets called into active duty, or you have some kind of surgery or procedure, the bucket list trips are non-refundable, they're non-changeable, they're non-cancelable. That's not our rules, that's the hotel rules with the hotels that we've created these relationships with. It's the only way we can afford to give these trips to you, because we'd go out of business if we didn't. So I encourage everyone to get travel insurance. If you've not gotten travel insurance, you can get a policy that will cover the entire year. And so go do it, because it'll cover your bucket list, it'll cover your other travel. It's got all kinds of benefits that you might be able to use with lost baggage. And if they lose your bag, I mean, there's just so much to it. And as much as many of you are wanting to travel and plan to travel, you should definitely go check out the Arch Insurance. Now let's talk a little bit about the trips and events. Obviously, we've been talking about Orlando all day. This week is really going to be kind of one of our last pushes to get people registered for Orlando. And so we're going to be talking about Orlando in every Zoom this week. And we're going to have a giveaway, 7 nights in Orlando, given away every single night this week in the Zooms. So make sure you're telling your guests that they can win 7 nights in Orlando just by getting on the Zooms. And so that's going to be super, super important. And we're going to tell you how you can win as well. But you definitely want to get your guests on. They are all eligible to win those 7 nights in Orlando. We're going to be giving away 7 nights, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And we are not going to be doing our lunch power hour Zooms anymore. And so we're going to put all of our focus and all of our emphasis to the 9 p.m. Eastern Zooms. And this week we are going to be giving away those 7 nights in Orlando every night. So you don't want to miss that. You want to invite as many people as you can. I know a lot of us here in Sarasota and St. Pete, we've got guests that we need to get on that were at our events last night and on Tuesday. So let's all work together to max these Zooms out. Even if you don't have guests, get on. We want to pack these Zooms out. We want to have hundreds of people on the Zooms. So you should plan on getting on every Zoom this week to try to win your trip to Orlando. And make sure that you're getting guests on as well, so you can multiply your chances and give them an extra reason to get on and hear about Bryte Lyfe. Now, what I want to do is I want to bring up our absolutely incredible rock star of a corporate team member. Without her, we would not be able to do what we do in terms of our product, or in terms of our concierge, or in terms of even golf. She is literally the one who makes it all happen. She also has been working with the team tirelessly on all these short links and the buttons and moving things around to make it easier for you to understand. I still can't go through every single thing. We have so much more. But I encourage all of you, now that you know where everything is and how it's all laid out, to go play with the app this weekend. Make sure all your new people are watching this. Make sure you send this video to them so that they'll understand how the tech works, where everything is. Don't worry about getting lost in member deals or Benefits Hub. You can get to everything inside of there once you're there, so you don't have to go back to the different buttons. We just wanted to make it easier to start with and create these short links. And so she's been the one who's done that. So I'm going to bring her on to explain to you how to use Syncura and how to use Pilot and how to use the Bryte Lyfe Concierge, how to put your requests in, what to request, what you can request, what you can't request. So please give it up to our absolutely incredible Director of Member Experience, Eva Nightingale. Okay, Eva, you're unmuted and
Okay.
I've got you spotlighted.
You see concierge services?
I do. Yep. You can
Okay.
fire away. You can start it.
All right. Um, You did an absolutely amazing job, Wes. You handled that like a champ because I know how you feel when we're trying to introduce 100 things at one time, and we forget where everything's housed, and there's so many exciting things to say, and you just did that so beautifully. I was so impressed the entire time, and I'm really excited to dive into the particulars about how we can make all these dreams come true and come to life, and how in concierge services we can help get that done for you. So, yes, thank you for mentioning what we can do, what we can't do with concierge services. We can do as much as humanly possible, and we can work with um, Sencora and Pilot, as Wes mentioned, to find the impossible, the unthinkable, the bucket list, life list dream for you. But we are going to need a little bit of a warning, preferably 72 hours in advance, or if it's something really big, we're going to need a little bit more time. But your hub is your concierge at brytelyfe.com. But your other hub is, and I want you to remember this, that every concierge request that you can dream of doesn't necessarily happen in concierge at brytelyfe.com. It all happens inside of the app and the website. We've already designed all of these different partner forms and partner white label websites for you to look and find this stuff yourself. Okay, so it's tremendous help for us in concierge services when you go in and you look first in member deals, second in benefit hub, then in sports events 365, all the areas that you can buy tickets, entertainment, and experiences. So I just want to let you know that we can look these things up for you. But the thing is, there's endless choices, as you guys know, when it comes to tickets. And you're going to want to look apples to apples when you're purchasing for tickets on maybe a website where just a regular ticket broker, and then on our website to see the comparison and the amazing savings you're going to get. So we can't really regurgitate the app back to you, right? So if you ask me, I just got a great form asking for events in Fort Worth. I live in Dallas, Fort Worth. And so I have some really great ideas for upcoming events in Fort Worth that I'm going to send over to Zeb Land. But I'm also going to encourage him to look in the app by city. That's a cool thing that will direct you to do. This is another thing that happens in concierge services is we're going to help you if you haven't found something in the app. We're going to help you direct traffic and find it for you. So in member deals and benefit hub both, you can look by city. So that's an example. And then another way you can help us tremendously to help you achieve your event or experience or goal or life list in concierge services is that you fill out the form completely. We are going to, by Tuesday of next week, have all of these forms where every field is required. So more information is always better. So I'm going to give you many examples over the next couple of minutes, but I will tell you that in the last 2 weeks, we've been helping plan a trip to Martha's Vineyard. We're helping to plan a girls' trip on a yacht in Chicago. We're planning multiple birthdays right now for our own members, who I shared one recently. It's for Talance Sawyer, former NFL player, who's planning a month-long birthday extravaganza for his 50th birthday. So he's going starting in Dallas and he's going to New Orleans and then he's ending in Vegas. So we're busy putting a lot of things together for him. So we're here for you guys and we want to do all of this, but we wouldn't be able to go to some of the extremes that we do, as Wes mentioned, to do this super spectacular stuff without our partner, Syncora, who's out of London. And as he mentioned, they have everything absolutely under the sun you can imagine. But let's just say you've never been to the Academy Awards or you want to go to the Academy Awards. That's who I'm gonna lean out to get help with booking that for you. Or something like a very, very special Super Bowl experience where you want the VIP carpet for the entire event. I could do that through On Location Services, or I could do that through Syncora. Somebody like Soho House, that's a partnership that we only have through Syncura services. So you want to do a really exciting, private club experience. I'm telling you, they're all over the US and worldwide now, and we can help get you into the Soho House. So thank you, Syncura. I'm going to show you some of the events that Syncura has this April. And I just want to give you guys a little teaser that I'm very busy putting together a exclusive newsletter. We've never done it before, but it's going to be all about events and calendars and how to plan the rest of your year based on what you can expect from all of our benefit partners from the calendar. So another partner that I lean out to or lean on is Pilot. They're another amazing hospitality group and concierge service out of Austin. They have an exclusive in the fashion industry. So when we talk about Fashion Week in London and Fashion Week in LA and Fashion Week in New York, that's actually the only place you really can get those tickets. And if you've ever tried to do this, which I have, I've always wanted to go to Fashion Week in New York. They're oftentimes impossible to get these tickets because they're already given out to everybody by invitation only. And this is the vendor to get those. But they're also amazing at Kentucky Derby, and they do other things with sports, including they are just the first to announce the Athletes Tour. The Athletes Tour is something that is brand new. It's put on by Reggie Bush. There'll be 4 tournaments a year with the Athletes Tours, and this will be with all the Hall of Famers and the legends and every single sport where they're going to play against each other in golf. Well, anyways, they've put something together special for us, so we're going to be announcing that coming up soon. And now this is a high ticket item, of course, but if you want to get involved in the Athletes Tour and you're an athlete, an NFL player, NBA player, you play baseball. I just found out that we have a new member coming on from baseball and a PGA player just last week. So we'll also connect people together with something like Reggie Bush's Athletes Tour. And this is all done through Pilot. So there's fashion. So you'll see this button in the app under concierge services. And we're expanding it right now. We're going to see the final changes this week. We're so excited about. So you're going to see all about Syncura and Pilot, but you're also going to get some step-by-step instructions like I just went through for how to use concierge services. So here's some examples I put out last week on some of the events that you can see through Syncura. And I'm going to get much better at this, you guys, and I'm going to start posting this on Facebook. So look at some of these fun things that you may not know about coming up in April: NBA playoffs, Boston Marathon, Earth Day's coming up, and there looks like there's a awareness falling under the stars event. Um, let's see, London, you're always going to see stuff in London here, Marathon World Class. So there's a lot of stuff here, and they're giving me a 6-month calendar. So you won't have to wait just 1 month at a time. I'll release a 6-month calendar and then 2 months out, give you the 1 month calendar, if that makes any sense. And then just, you saw this earlier, Wes showed you this, but this is an endless number of big brands that we work with for everything from entertainment to shopping. And we can help you do a deeper dive and find some of these nuggets and diamonds in the rough and hard to get tickets all across the board. But I do want to encourage you again, and I can't encourage this enough, is that you go and take a first look in the app and see which tickets are the most of interest to you before you send us an email, because we'll have a little more guideline then on what to look for you. So we've done some amazing things in concierge services. Here's Lottie Jones here. I think that was Janet Jackson. I'm not sure. Um, Here's a trip to Thailand. You're going to hear tomorrow night from 2 members who went to um, the Foundation Room in Boston, and but we helped them get on a helicopter ride. You're going to hear about this a little bit more tomorrow night, so I don't want to steal his thunder, but this was a very special helicopter ride we helped to arrange for 2 of our members, one of which is in a wheelchair, and he was impossible to find that helicopter that could take that wheelchair up, but we're able to do that. And so, oops. I don't want to steal his thunder. Wes, I'm going to bring you back. I want to say thank you so much, you guys, for listening in today on the benefits and where to locate them in the app. That's going to help us tremendously in concierge services. Sorry I didn't do my hair today. I was trying to get some stuff done here for this presentation for Wes. So here you go. Wes, I'm going to hand it over to you for the big announcement.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eva. Thank you so much for all your hard work and everything that you've done and continue to do for us and all of our members all over the world. A lot of big things coming. A lot of things that you and I have been working on that nobody knows about yet, and people are going to see in Orlando. I'm just telling you, if you're not in Orlando, you're really going to regret it. You're going to have some serious FOMO between all of the fun activities, the night swim at Volcano Bay, the product day on Sunday, the convention, the influencer retreat. Remember, you have to be Lifer 800 and above to be at the influencer retreat. Eva's going to go through the whole agenda tomorrow night and get you the link for Volcano Bay. So you'll be getting all of that tomorrow night. But without further ado, I want to wrap up the call with this major new announcement. Now, for those of you that don't know, I love music. Music is definitely my love language. I have been to pretty much all of the major music festivals around the world. And so one of my big goals with Bryte Lyfe was to try to help people experience more music and entertainment. A lot of you were at our first country music festival, Country Bay, back in 2024 when we first launched. We are working on something that, like I said, I can't tell you right now. I wish that I could, but I can't tell you yet. But we are going to be, we think that it'll happen. And so we're going to be announcing something that'll be very cool. Probably be the coolest thing we've ever done. But still finalizing some details on it. But this led me to meeting Alex Hilburn, who's the founder of Surge. And so Surge, just so you know, they are the exclusive ticket promoter program in basically in the music festival world. They have almost all of the major festivals. They are the only place where you can actually get festival tickets other than through the festival itself. Okay. And so they have partnerships and relationships with all the biggest. Kygo's brand, which is the hottest in entertainment. Those of you who were at our Miami event, I know the hotel is not a 5-star hotel, but just so y'all know, that hotel is the epicenter for Palm Tree's new brand, and they are going to be building a new hotel on that site. But that club, the Palm Tree Beach Club at that hotel, is one of the hottest clubs in the world. They just had a private party with Calvin Harris during the national championship. He performed at the national championship football game because it was in Miami. The after party was there. Then during Ultra last weekend, all of the celebrities, Tom Brady, Alex Earl, Kygo, his manager Miles, they were all at Palm Tree. And that brand is literally the premier brand in the electronic music world. Kygo just had a new song with Faith Carter that just came out yesterday. And so this is a massive deal because they are Surge is the only ticket partner that Kygo Palm Tree Music Festival has. Okay, so that is a big deal. They also represent Shaq's All-Star Festival, Hotel EDC, and they are the biggest name in terms of music festivals and events. Eva, can you go to the next slide? So they have the biggest brands, the biggest names, the biggest venues, the relationships. They have a very unique affiliate ambassador program. You can see on here all of these different festivals that they have. I would like to point out in the top right-hand corner that they do also rep the St. Pete Country Music Festival, which is the biggest country music festival in the entire state of Florida, one of the biggest in the world. So I mean, I don't know why I'm pointing that out, but I just would like to point that out for all of you to see that and look at that event. But they do all of the big events. They do all of the palm tree music festivals. It was the only way to get tickets to the one in West Palm that sold out immediately. And so this is a massive deal that Surge is now an official Bryte Lyfe partner. So we are going to be able to get tickets to all of these festivals. Eva, if you'll go to the next slide. So these are just some more of them, okay? But these are some of the festivals that they are promoting. And so you'll see Project 92, Foundation, Reggae Rise Up, Upheaval. You'll see Escapade, Chasing Summer, all the palm tree events, Ultra, Shebang, Metamorphosis. And so that is the partner. All of our tickets are 10% off. Now, this is crazy because a lot of these festivals, A, sell out, and B, they go into the resale market. So a lot of these festivals, you have to go to StubHub, SeatGeek, places like that because they sell out. We're going to get pre-sale access. We're getting 10% off. You cannot get discounts to any of these festivals anywhere. So this is literally the only one of a kind way to get discounted tickets to any of Kygo's palm tree festivals, which all sell out. And a lot of these tickets, like I said, they go into the resale market where you have to buy them later. So not only will we be getting advance notice and know when all the tickets go on sale, but we're going to be getting 10% off any of the tickets through the Surge platform. And they don't do that for anyone. And these festivals don't even let anybody sell their tickets, okay? So this is such a huge deal. To be able to say that we're partners with all of these brands is massive. It's massive for Bryte Lyfe. It just shows another company that's putting their stamp of approval on what we're doing and what we're building. None of our competitors in the direct sales space have even thought about this. They wouldn't know how to do it. They're not cool enough to know how to do it. They don't have these brands. They don't have these relationships. They don't even understand it. And so this is such a big deal, and it's going to open up a lot more demographics to Bryte Lyfe because these festivals are global. They're not just in North America. They're not just in the US. They do these festivals around the world. And if you notice, there's a couple there in Canada. So I know there's people on this call, David and others, that are in Canada. And so these festivals are going to be benefiting our members and attracting members because there are people that go to all of these festivals. So if they got 10% off and they went to 5 festivals, these tickets are 200 to 300. That could literally be an entirely free festival if they buy their tickets through Bryte Lyfe. Could pay for their membership for the entire year with just their savings on these festivals. So incredible deal, and it's an awesome announcement. These will all go live this week in the app, so you will see them under the entertainment button, under the Live Life button. You will see all of these festivals there, and you will have a special discount code for Bryte Lyfe that will give you 10% off to all of them. And so the last thing that I want to announce is, of course, I want to remind you about the contest that we're going to do this week. We're giving away 7 nights in Orlando, every single Zoom. And then we have all of the new gear. We have all of the new merch on the Bryte Lyfe Gear Store. You can get to it directly from the app, or you can type in brytelifegear.com. Eva, do you have some pictures of the new gear, the new limited edition drops? So here's our new shirt design. So Bryte Lyfe, the Digital Country Club. This is going to be a white unisex t-shirt, high quality material, similar to Lululemon. It's going to be a little bit lighter than the unisex t-shirt, the black one that we've been selling. So it's going to be a little bit lighter, but you saw how high quality that was. It's going to be made by the same manufacturer. So these are shirts that would sell, $50, $60. These are the types of shirts that you're buying inside of Lulu or Aloe or, all of the brands that all the millennials are wearing. This is some of the best material and fabric. It is going to be white. It is going to be unisex. The only way you can guarantee your size and guarantee that you get a shirt is to pre-order it. Okay, so you need to pre-order it. That will determine whether or not you're going to get it. This is going to be a limited edition shirt. We're only going to order these items once. So we're going to order them based on the orders, on the pre-orders, and there might be a few extras, but that's it. So if you want to get this shirt, and if you go to the next slide, Eva, this is our limited edition hat. So it's got all of our colors in it. It is going to be a snapback white baseball cap. It is going to be cloth. Okay. And this is once again, this is a hat that would sell for 30, 40 bucks, 50 bucks. We're doing this pre-sale only for $18. The shirts are only $20. Okay. And so this hat also has our new hashtag on it. And so the new hashtag, you're going to be hearing about this in Orlando. You're going to be seeing our new presentations and some of our new branding that's going to go along with that Digital Country Club logo. And if you'll go back to that for just a second, Eva, I don't know if you caught this, but the T that the golf ball is on is a Wi-Fi symbol. And so this is going to be some of our new branding going forward. This shirt, by the way, has an awesome saying on the front. Eva, do you have a picture of that by any chance? Okay, so if you yeah, you can zoom here. You know what? I'll share it really quick. You can turn your screen share off.
Sorry, Wes, I didn't get the
Okay.
front.
No, it's okay. It's all good. We're a lot of this stuff, guys. We are literally working. We've been working all week. We've been getting feedback from some of you. And so I'll show you really quick the front of the shirt. This is the front. And so this is designed to help you recruit, to make people curious, to make people wonder. And so we're going to be using a new hashtag. If you saw my post from the other day, I had hashtag OFTWK. So here's what's cool. There are no hashtags of OFTWK out there. So we're going to be on the back of the hat. It's going to say hashtag OFTWK only for those who know. So it's kind of a spin on if you know, you know. And this is going to be on a lot of our branding. And so Eva pulled up the towels. That's the beach towels. So the beach towels are going to be double sided. It's going to have the bucket list sign. So if you want to stand with the bucket list with the beach towel, and on the other side, it's going to have the Digital Country Club and only for those who know. So it's going to be double-sided beach towels. Those are also limited drop. So if you want to get the beach towel, if you want to get the hat, if you want to get the shirt, we're going to start doing these limited drops. Justin Bieber did a limited drop for Coachella. Everybody's doing it. Hailey Bieber's doing it, and Jessica Alba, and everybody who's got a brand, they're all doing these limited drops. That's what we're going to do. So we're only going to order for those who pre-order. And so if you don't pre-order, you're not guaranteed to get it. This is a one-time order for the beach towels and also the shirt and also for the hat. So these are going to be limited edition. And so you need to pre-order. The pre-order will close in about a week. Okay. So you'll have got about a week to order this stuff to guarantee it. And so want to make sure that you go on to the store, order the beach towels, order the hats, order the shirts, because only those of you who do the pre-orders will be guaranteed to get it. Can't wait to see you guys in Orlando. Can't wait to see you on the corporate Zoom tomorrow night. We're going to be covering the Surge announcement one more time tomorrow night. Major, major news for us as a company to be partnering with a company that's partnered with the biggest name in sports, music, and entertainment, the most prestigious ticket brand in the music festival world. So this is a big deal. We're going to talk about it tomorrow night. Eva's got some Orlando announcements. We got some recognition stuff. We got some Well Life stuff. Whole new format for the corporate call starting tomorrow night. So that's at 8 p.m. Eastern at brytelifenews.com. That will be immediately followed. It's going to be a little bit longer call than normal. We got a lot of stuff to cover. So make sure you do your inviting before you get on the corporate Zoom, because immediately following that Zoom at 9 p.m. Eastern, ZoomVIProom.com, we're going to be giving away our first 7-night stay in Orlando. These are condos, by the way. We're giving away 7 nights in Orlando. You could take an entire family. So this is going to be a crazy giveaway. We're going to cover the details on the corporate call, but we're going to be giving one of these condos away every single night this week: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So an entire family can stay in Orlando for 7 nights for free just for getting on the Zoom. So we want to pack these Zooms out. Thank you, everybody who participated today and got on. This will be posted within the hour. So please make sure that all of your new people are watching this product training video and get all of the important information in regards to our product and our experience. And thanks again, Eva, for all of your hard work that you put into this event, into this training, and into all the buttons and the user experience. More to come, always constantly improving and getting better. Thanks so much for being on here today. Have a great weekend. God bless. We'll see you guys tomorrow.